My dog has been interested in the same spot for months on our walks. My friend sent me a news article about a dead body near me. There's a pond with a pathway around it where I walk my dog every day. My dog always really wants to go do a specific spot there among some trees in the thicket, and we occasionally visit it. There's trash all around the place, and it seems like it's used mostly by alcoholics and drug addicts, judging by the bottles and pill containers. I wasn't really interested in exploring the place more due to the horrible smell. Eventually, I got curious and tried to find out what was so interesting to him. It looked like a trash bag to me. I thought my dog was rolling around in trash, so we never went there again. 2 weeks later, the body was found. Sure enough, the bag was gone. I feel disgusted that my dog had been brushing up against a dead body for weeks now and sad that nobody was searching for him. I also feel some guilt that I could have found the body so the teenagers who discovered it later would not have to see it. My neighbors say I'm a creep. I'm a guy in my 30s and live next to a young married couple, young 20s. We've only had a few friendly interactions saying hello, and I even let them use my jet washer to clean their driveway. This afternoon, they seemed to have friends over, and one of their visitors' cars was blocking my driveway. I went and knocked to ask if they could move the car so I could get out, and she says no problem. I go back in my kitchen, and I can hear them all in the garden talking outside. Her friend said, "Sure, is that the one you said is a creep?" She laughed and said yes. They continued to joke about how they wanted to see me, and how they might not move it so I would have to come knock again. They asked why I was a creep, if I watched them out the window, and she said no, because of course I don't. She just got a creepy weirdo vibe, because I'm not that much older, but I have a greenhouse and vegetable patch. I guess having a hobby makes you a creep these days. I know people will say to brush off stuff like this, but I still feel horrible. I thought these people were nice. I guess the popular people in school never grow up sometimes. On the bright side, I'm looking to buy a house soon and should be moving. Partner chose his game over watching our baby. I left to get pizza for dinner and came home to our 4-month-old baby with a red face, crying and trying to lift herself up because she was stuck between the couch and her pillow, all while her dad was playing his game not even 2 meters away. After I grabbed her and told him she's suffocating, all he had to say was, "You know I can't pause my game." I'm sitting in our room angry and upset for my baby. It took less than 20 minutes to go pick up the pizza, and I come home to seeing my baby struggling like that. Who knows how long she would have been left there until he finished his game. I thought maybe a nap would help, but I'm now awake and I'm still angry. Even if he did apologize, I don't feel like I'm the one he needs to apologize to since I'm not the one that was left struggling for air. This is the first time it's happened, but I'm now left feeling like I can't leave our baby with him when I leave the house just to pick up stuff from the store or make quick errands. I think I'm going to have to kill him and hide the body in the park by the pond where the drug addicts hang out. Just kidding, that wasn't part of the story. I found one of my best friends dead yesterday. His roommate, who is also my coworker, saw on the Snapchat map feature that he was still at home when he was supposed to be at work. She was concerned. I just figured that he'd overslept. Since it was only a block away from the bar we work at and it was slow, I decided it'd be funny to walk over and wake him up for his shift. I found him at the foot of the basement steps, cold, blue, head cracked on the concrete floor. I called emergency services, and the dispatcher told me to stay on the line and put a pillow under his head. I checked for a pulse, found none, but still was about to prop up his head until she said, "Unless he's too far gone." Something about that line just really hit me in the chest. Her saying that in a calm, almost clinical cadence really drove home just how mundane his death was. He'd fallen down the stairs he'd climbed a million times. The next 3 hours was us being interviewed, police and medical examiners. They bagged him, carried his corpse outside, leaving his ball cap in a pool of his blood. Everyone is asking me questions and singing my praises, but all I want is to be left alone. I pranked my dad on Halloween and can't reveal it was me. On Halloween night, I thought it would be funny to prank my dad. I wore a Darth Vader costume and came to his house to trick or treat. As I walked up, he told me my costume was awesome and changed the music outside to the theme. I stayed in character, which made him laugh. I went back to my parked car, and my dad texted the family group chat, describing how awesome it was. I returned to the house after 15 minutes, still in the costume, to dance to the music on the lawn. My dad was watching through the window and laughing. He texted the group chat again, clearly excited about the return of the kid. I was originally going to reveal myself and bring over some freshly baked banana bread to enjoy with my family. After seeing how happy my dad was about this complete stranger, I decided it would be best for Vader to give him the banana bread. I went to the house one last time, bestowed the banana bread, and then danced into the night. He still doesn't know it was me, and I don't know if I should take this to my grave or not. I didn't want to ruin the magic for him by saying it was me, and now it's too late. My parents cut my sister a slice of my birthday cake the night before my party. My young sister is the miracle golden child. She always gets what she wants whenever she wants. My parents are always trying to please her and make her happy. They always make a big effort on her birthday and do whatever that she asks for. They can barely remember mine, and they are always conveniently low on money. This year, I wanted to throw myself a party, so I did babysitting and even mowed lawns to save money. I have been planning for weeks and invited all my friends. I bought the food, snacks, and picked up my custom cake yesterday that I paid for. Today, I noticed that my cake, which was in the fridge, had a huge slice missing. I panicked and asked my dad, and he shrugged and nonchalantly said that my sister was crying for it and it was just a small piece. My friends won't even notice. I yelled at him, asking him why he would do something like that when it was bought with my money. He got angry and ranted about how disrespectful I am and how I think I'm an adult because of my stupid party. I've now locked myself in my room and considering canceling the whole thing. I plan to kill my family tomorrow. Just kidding, that wasn't in the story. I ruined an underage girl and her family's life. I am 25 and matched with an 18-year-old girl. A bit weird, but the conversation went well. She asked for my selfie, which I gave, but it was just a normal photo of myself at my job. She sends a nude photo, which made me uncomfortable. The conversation stayed clean and ended there. 2 days later, I get a call from a child protective agency asking about this same girl who they revealed to actually be 15. I was shocked. The mom wanted to press charges, the dad didn't want the police involved, and we worked out a solution to where I could help pay for her counseling, which I agreed to. It was a lot of money, and it took me a while to send it, but after that I had thought I could forget about this. I get another call that this girl is in critical condition because she attempted to take her own life, and my name was in the suicide note. I was in the car when he told me this, and I almost caused a crash. I didn't even know this girl, and all of a sudden she put me in her note. The agent then suggested that I call the dad. I explained to him that there were no secrets, but he wouldn't listen. He needs me to help pay for her medical bills. I can't afford to give any more money, and I'm beyond confused here as nothing like this has ever happened to me. As I said, I have been crying in my car for the past 10 minutes before writing this. I don't know what to do because it was never my intention. I just thought she was older. I want to tell my mom about this, but I'm afraid she'll be angry with me. What do I do here? This dude got scammed, it's so obvious. I screwed up by accidentally uploading a private picture to my company sales platform. I basically sent the entire company an unsolicited wiener picture. While creating a folder for my customers' documents on my iPad and uploading their power bill, I unknowingly uploaded a picture of my junk. As I was tagging files, I saw it, did a double take, and panic mode activated. I had to excuse myself from the customer's house, saying there was something wrong with their project that I needed to fix. In my panic, I called my director and had no luck. I tried contacting my CEO, but he didn't pick up. My next move? Reaching out to one of our admins who handles my paperwork. I admitted I uploaded a photo to that no one should see. She immediately asked, "Is it a wiener picture?" Ashamed and embarrassed, I confirmed. She laughed harder than I've ever heard before. She tried to help, but couldn't remove the photo. However, she knew someone who could and promised to forward it to them. A few minutes later, my CEO called, asking if I still needed help. I explained the situation, bracing for the worst. To my surprise, he found it hilarious, mentioning it wasn't the first time something like this had happened. Thankfully, I work for a pretty chill company that understands mistakes happen. Now, the only aftermath I have to face is looking my coworker in the eye at our holiday banquet next month. I screwed up by mistaking a child for a dog. Today, I was walking home. Where I live, we have very few street lights, and it was very dark. There was a woman near a street light with a leash. I love dogs, so I start looking to see the dog, and I can't quite see it, but then the dog moves into the light more. I realized that the dog has one of those raincoats. It was pink with love hearts on it. So cute. It made sense because it was very cold and rainy. I did the proper British thing, walked past, gave an awkward smile and said, "Your dog's coat is so cute." Her face dropped. It was then that said dog stood up after crawling around on the wet grass, and what appeared before me was a 3 to 4 year old. She had one of those backpack harnesses on. The woman was mortified. I was mortified. Confused, bright red and stumbling over my words, I spat out a terribly apology and ran off. I don't think I've ever embarrassed myself more. Now kid harnesses terrify me, and I will never to try compliment people's dogs again. I screwed up by sneaking into my boyfriend's house. Probably had the most embarrassing moment of my life yesterday, but it's a bit funny, so enjoy my misery. Me and my boyfriend have been dating for a couple months, but his parents are super strict, so he hasn't told them as they wouldn't approve. Regardless, we've still been hanging out together a lot in public and such. Yesterday his parents were gone for a while, so we decided we could go to his house without them knowing. His parents came home before expected and we kinda panicked. Instead of trying to sneak out, I was gonna sneak out after they went to sleep. A few hours pass and they still don't know I'm there, but I get a strong urge to pee. The problem was that the bathroom was downstairs, meaning I would get seen if I went there. I just held until about an hour later when I couldn't hold it anymore. I told my boyfriend and we tried to figure out how I could pee, but no good opportunity comes. He told me I could just pee in a bottle in the room. I tried to explain how that wouldn't work, but there wasn't really another choice. And probably the most embarrassing moment of my life, I sat there trying to pee in a bottle, missing a lot, basically crying while my boyfriend tries to help and tell me it's okay. The next few hours were filled with embarrassment and shame until eventually I got the opportunity to leave. He texted me the next morning, but I still haven't replied because I just have no idea what to say after that.